Okay, I'm live. I'm live. Yay! Hi, everybody. Welcome to this overstuffed house. Sorry, running a little late. Um, I haven't had the ashwagandha tea with the hibiscus in it, which helps my blood pressure and my heart rate. So, uh, I would have been here sooner, but I really needed that tea. And one of the cats apparently was a little idiot while I was gone and made a mess back here at my desk. So let's get you all set up. Put the camera down. Move the package with a little surprise in it. Found this on the floor. They had pulled out a bunch of this. They'd basically been little juvenile delinquents, apparently. And Mike said, "Oh, they were no trouble at all." Want to bet? Yes, they were trouble. So, oh my goodness. All right, what do I need to do? I need to make sure this laptop is still 20 minutes ago. I turned it on and I still do not have anything. Come on. Anytime you want to start. So, I hope you got a kick out of the chickens on the thumbnail. The chickens those are the roosters, some of the roosters from my friend's farm, mini farm. And apparently they have discovered a hole that they can squeeze their big old feathery butts through. So I was quite surprised yesterday morning. Oh, I need to start a new trash bag here. When I went out and um we had gotten back from going to this grocery outlet, which is really cool to have in your area. Um, I don't have one directly in mine. So, um, we got back and I go walking around in the yard with the dogs and there's all these there's all these roosters running around. Um, I got managed to get all but one of them back in and they were no trouble. They did not attack me. They didn't. Um, and of course, as soon as the horses saw me, all three horses came over to say hello, which was nice. Sorry. Uh, so I get all but one of them in, and I walk around behind the chicken pen and for the roosters, and I'm looking for nettles to give to the horses because horses love stinging nettle, and it's good for 'em. Packed. I mean, there's even a nettle soup you can make. Why are you not? There we go. For human consumption, and it's supposed to be packed with vitamins and nutrients. So, I don't have a cold. What I don't have is any allergy medicine here at the house. And yeah, I just moved a bunch of stuff that let up a lot of dust because there's a pile of books here we're going to go through, and they've been on the radiator out in the hallway for a couple of weeks now, and that's right by the stairs. Um, so they have got some dust and some cat fur from the staircase. Oh, I don't understand. For those of you who also have cats, is there just one area of your house that seems to be the absolute magnet for cat fur? Because we don't have that on a piece of furniture or a bed or no, it's the main staircase. The, try to sweep it. Well, I try to make sure I get it swept every week. Doesn't always happen. And Mike will occasionally sweep it. Great. But there are dust bunnies there the size of newborn kittens. I'm not kidding. These are fur bunnies that are like that long. I don't get it. Why? It's always the main staircase. And of course they wrestle each other on the stairs, so the stuff gets blown through between the railings and it'll drop down onto the first floor. So I had to get, oh, there went another dust bunny. So there's a few little dust bunnies that I had to take off these books, and it made me start sneezing and coughing. So, and now it's making my post nasal drip sucks. But it's progress. This is now in here where I can look them up. It's one of the things we're going to go through. I've got a pile right here in front of me. But I took a much needed break, and especially after uh, the ER trip and dealing with my brother and finding out the CAT scan they did is great because it's for the aorta, not great for what the cardiologist really needs, and the news from him. So I really needed time away from all this, because when there's so much visual clutter, it just, it can actually impede you end up with a lot of mental clutter because you're thinking about all the stuff you need to get done. And so Tim and Leslie kindly let me come out to their place for a couple days. We had been trying to get me out. I think the last time I was out, did I make it out there in August? I think I made it out there in August. But September was, I don't know, because they were getting the kids set at school because they graduated, but now one is finishing up her second she had a double major and she graduated for the one, and now she's taken another year of math classes and she'll have her degree in that. Because she just doesn't have that many classes to take to finish out the degree, so she figured why not. And then her brother is starting in for his master's program. He got a free ride scholarship for the most part. Um, so so that's good. But yeah, it's been a couple months since I've been out there. So who is listing while listing? Who is it? Oh, it's Lisa. Hi, sweetie. Listing a few things and making my to-do list for tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, rest is so important. Lisa, you know this, definitely. Rest is important, but it's also important to have mental rest. I no longer have, because it finally just completely fell apart. There used to be a wicker chair, porch chair, and a footstool. And I'm talking wicker from like 1930, that I'd had for years out on the porch, what we call the wood porch, that's right past this window right in front of me. And I could watch the bird feeder, go out there with a cup of tea, go out there with a book. I'd even put on my winter coat and go sit out there just long enough to have a cup of tea, watch the birds. I wouldn't play anything on my phone. It's just quiet. What did you do? What did you do? I kind of think I know from the sound, but I think they knocked the box over that Michael's suit jacket is sitting on because he didn't hang it up. Oh my. Um, but to have that mental rest, every now and then is so important. Um, and they're so sweet to me because Leslie feeds me. I don't have to cook. She'll make spaghetti because Michael hates spaghetti noodles, so I never get spaghetti here. Um, and but they always know that, like, the first morning, they just let me sleep in. Don't bother to wake me up. They just let me sleep. So I get a hot shower and I can sleep late. But it usually does take a little time to decompress. And I feel bad because I'm not a huge amount of help to Leslie in, like, doing some of the farm chores, because right now, until, like, this abdomen thing, till I get that looked at by the gastroenterologist and the problem with the heart, I'm now not to lift anything more than 10 pounds tops, because whatever it triggered, it did it when we were moving that bureau or the settee. No, it was a settee. Side. It's about the size of a server for the old type um of dining room sets. So that's what really did it. I lifted something way too heavy, and so I couldn't be any help to her. But it was great because they didn't mind. They understood and got to see them both. Got to watch last night. Tim and I stayed up late to watch the movie, the original Haunting. It's called The Haunting, and that is kind of where all of the Haunting of Hill House movies started with. Sometimes there's the Haunting of Hell House. They're kind of following the same formula, but the Haunting was the original, and it was great. It's all black and white, and it's really cool because the special effects, there's one special effect with a door that is really pretty awesome, and I'd love to know how they did it. And I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't want to give it away. He found it streaming somewhere, I think, but I'm not sure where. So we stayed up a little late to watch his classic black and white horror flick. Their use of mirrors, though, was impressive. The set design, somebody took a lot of care to make this Victorian look to all the furniture and all the knickknacks and all the stuff that was around. And every mirror was angled like this so that they wouldn't catch the cameras in the mirrors. But they used that to their advantage and actually used some of the mirrors to get really cool shots. So it's really a visual treat in use of shadows and camera angles for those who are people who like movies. So now let's see. I need YouTube so I can really see the chat. I tried to clean my glasses off. It did not seem to work. There's a smudge right in my vision on my right eye. So that's better. That's much better. Which one am I in? I'm in the wrong one. I have to switch YouTube channels because I have my own personal one, which has like Stephen Colbert's show and Rachel and June and Chris Abroad and all these other channels I watch. But then there is this overstuffed house. Welcome to the Tosh channel. Oh, why are you rammy now? Two of them are running up and down the staircase. Probably Aragorn going after one of the small ones. There we go. And let's everybody set the chat to live chat, or sometimes it'll say all chat, because that way you see it in real time. Linda, you're in bed listening to me. I hope that's because you're in bed because you're going to go to sleep soon and not because you're sick. So there we go. So so I mean, I had a good time. I feel more rested. Of course, and of course, once I get home, my mind is like, and of course, Gary has called. I actually was gone a day longer than I really kind of expected to be, but that's okay. It was very helpful. That's not really as warm as it needs to be. Uh, the clock, I'm trying to boil water for my tea, and the clock said 10:01, and I'm like, well, it's whatever heat it's gonna be. But this stuff has turned out but really good. It's by a company I've never heard of called Tipson, and it says Tipson Herbal Infusions, but it's their ashwagandha, and it's a box that's got I think 8 different teas in it. There's some I'm not gonna be drinking though, because their flavors I really don't like. I don't like peaches. I don't like melons. I don't like mangoes. So, um, oh, I have to do this tonight, so it goes out in the mail. So, Linda, Tuell, 12, 12 or 12. Anyway, I have the postcards. They were in the box. Mike had cleaned them off his table and just put the whole thing in the box of postcards that need to get listed. Not so I, that's the ones that I need to work on, not the ones that I have, because they're in a photo album. So so I'll get that squared away and get that out to you. So one of the things I wanted to share this with you because next October you're going to see them. They have this grocery outlet. That's what it's called, out in Parksburg, and they had 75% off their Halloween stuff. And I saw something and I'm like, oh, that can't be right. If my math is right, that's under $1. That can't be right. So I asked the lady to, before you ring it up, can you please scan it? Oh yeah, that'll be $1.04 with the tax. And I'm like, really? Ring me up for two, and then on the way out, I'll go around and I'll grab a second bag. So I grabbed, there's 6 in each bag. So I came home with 2 bags of little skulls. Now they're, because of the jaw, they're a little bigger than a tennis ball. Like their head, the cranium part that holds the brain is about the size of a tennis ball. But I'm like, so one is already in my Halloween decoration box. And then this one's going to go in my crafting box because I just think I could have so much fun with these for Halloween. And oh, wait, does that? Wait a second. Oh, oh, that's awesome. It moves. Oh my goodness, I didn't even realize. The jaw moves. Hi, how you doing? Um, oh my goodness, it reminds me of the one Ahmed from Jeff Dunham, the skeleton one. Oh, that's even better because then I can adjust the mouth. But I looked at these and I was like, for that price, I can't pass it up. And I really want to make some kind of little Halloween display thing, so that an assemblage that I can sell for Halloween next year. So I just thought those were so cool. And if you have a grocery outlet near you and want to have that, go look for them because that's a steal. Because they're really nicely done too. They've got like where all the little plates are to the head. They've even got their teeth. I just thought that was really funny. Was gonna share that with you guys. Um, so I just I love Halloween. And we even had I had even gone to Oriental Trading Company has been trying to get me back for a long time, and because I hadn't ordered it in a while, and they sent me a coupon the beginning of October for 30% off any one item for my birthday. I'd never seen that before. So I took it and I got this box of little Halloween toys. There were a couple things in there I'm gonna hang on to for putting in these assemblage things. But I got it and then we didn't have anybody show up. It also didn't help that we went out that night. Mike, I forget what we ended up having to go do, and I had to go with Mike. So when we got back, it was 8:30, but we never not before we left at 6:30. So, but we never had anybody show up. So I have Halloween stuff. Um, so I've got some stuff I can use in assemblages and stuff I'm just going to put away in the kitchen drawer where I know there's still old plastic. What? What are you guys doing? That was a thump. And that was upstairs. You think they're like wired because I'm home now? I don't know. um, where was I? Brain rot. Really? A brain cramp. Now I don't remember what I said. So, oh, about the Halloween stuff. We anytime like when when mom was alive and I was a kid, even into adulthood, any leftover little toys or the bags you use for the candy bags for Halloween, mom would save them and then stick them in one of the drawers in the end of the drawer in the kitchen. That's also where the Easter egg die, the boxes, the big square boxes with the die. She'd put them in there because she'd pick them up when the sales went on right after the holiday, and she just tucked the stuff in there. You okay? Uh-oh. I'll be right back. I hear a cat in distress. Sweetie, which one is it? Hey, who is it? You all right? What happened? You okay? Oh, yeah, it's all right. It's okay. You're okay. You're okay. Yeah. You're okay, little one. You go find out which brother did that to you. Yes, cats are okay. Nobody's hurt. Just trapped. So it's just like having little kids. You know it's really trouble because the tone changes. So apparently the thump was upstairs, and the thump could have been one of them jumping down off the railing onto the floor if it was Aragorn or Gimli, because they're heavy. But all of a sudden I hear a cat making very strange noises that sound like, the same kind of little yowling you hear when Aragorn's fighting too hard with Arwen or Elrond. And I had said I heard a box fall over in the front hallway because there's an empty box sitting out there on top of another box because I'm packing up stuff for Briggs. That box fell over this way. That box is this big, square, and this tall. But Elrond is only this long and this tall. And he was stuck inside of it. The box just went right over top of him and he couldn't get out. Oh my goodness. Poor little fellow. As soon as I let him out, he took off up the staircase. It really is. They're 3 years old and it's almost, well, they'll be four roughly about April 1st. It's like having a bunch of toddlers. is definitely like having a bunch of toddlers. So, life with cats. It'll still take another 2, 3 years before they calm down. So, yeah, not quick. They're chasing each other. So, so one of the books I have, I picked this one up because I want to read it. It's Alice I Have Been, and it's been on my reading list for a long time because um it's a work of fiction, but it's the main character, instead of being Alice from Wonderland, it's Alice Little, who was the girl that Alice in Wonderland was written for. So, um, so I have that one. That one's gonna stay because that one is for me to read. I'm gonna stick that back in the bag. But then I have, um, I found a whole pile of quilting books. And some of it, though, then I found this, and I have to look this up online. History of St. Patrick's Parish, Anderston, Glasgow, 1850 to 1950. So this is one of those ones that I need to look up. Piece of a flower there and find out. Glasgow, January 12th. Well, it says 1/12/50. I don't know. In Europe, a lot of Europe they do the day first and then the month. So if if they do that in Scotland, then this is from December 1st, 1950. Uh, but we'll have to see what that one's about because it's one of those ones where you find something that's just so different that you're just not sure what will happen. Oh, and for anybody who's checked the Etsy store, my Etsy store is reopened now. There was a problem with the payment, so they tried to charge me 20 cents. And I was freaking out because I get an email says that, okay, well, your shop's closed until the payment is resolved. But the one credit card, I knew, once the interest hit, I knew it'd be full. And ooh, which one is this? This one? So I, it shut it down. But when I tried to go into Etsy itself through Etsy, not through the email, it showed me that it had closed my shop, that everything was yanked, and it had violation notice on every single item. And I sent a message back because I'm like, well, what is it that's wrong? Why are you not letting me in? And because nothing really said what was wrong. So I couldn't figure it out. I clicked their links. Their links just send you to this page that gives you 20 different things that it could be. You still don't know which one it is. So I ended up I just went back to the original email because there's no email to tell me that I was in violation of anything or that everything was the store was closed um and suspended. The email for payment said your store will be closed until payment is done for this 20 cents. That's fine, but nothing. I had no notifications that they had suspended the account. And try this again. see if you'll let me in this time. There we go. So, when I went in through the email link to pay the bill, once I did that, bam, everything opened right back up. And even in the messages part, there was no notification in the messages either that they had suspended at my store or anything, and that each item had been yanked for a violation. There were nothing. So it was a real shock to see that and have no notice, and it was just as much a shock to see it all just go away within 2 minutes after the 20 cents got paid. So that's a weird Etsy quirk that if you're selling on Etsy, be aware of. I thought I would have all my money from my brother for rent, and I don't. So it's made certain payments a little tight. So I could only do like the minimum. But that's all right. I'm home now. He will be home supposedly the 19th. He's bored out of his mind. He's grumbling because he had to do physical therapy. I told him he should do it just because I thought I had talked him into it because they said they wanted to do it and he didn't want to do it. And then I kept pointing out to him that, um, you should do it because this way you keep saying how bored you are, then at least for half an hour, it'll give you something to do. So he got evaluated again today to see what they had to do, and so he's gonna do it. He did the evaluation today. They don't like the fact that he can't pick his legs up that far. They don't like the way that he shuffles instead of actually walk by picking your feet up off the ground. So that's all going to have to be addressed. So I don't think it's a bad thing because he doesn't have any muscles left because he got malnutrition. So I think it'd be a very good thing. Huh. There's no sold comps and there's nothing that matches this book. So it's going to be one of those throw it up there and see what salutes. Well, I'll give that a try. But I'm not going to stick all these old books. Oh, it's got a little damage on the back. Not going to stick these bigger books on top of it. We'll stick this one on the shelf there. So he's, other than being bored and grumbling, um, and then the insurance is only going to pay until the 18th, but now they're saying, well, no, somehow the dosage is off. Well, the dosages are off because they skipped two of them the first day he was in there. So so for the intravenous antibiotics, so he won't come out until the 19th. So I'll be preparing for that. But so anyway, with the Etsy store that's reopened, I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I have to get done. Michael did get everything lined up. I've got a bunch of some of these books might go on there. Um, I've got some more kits that I found. So I've got a whole row of them I have to line up. He set up my new I now have a new uh what are they called? Light box for taking better photos for things that are going online. So he set that up while I was gone. Good kid. So that's great, you know. It's so nice to have a little help now and then. We all could use it. But these are, looks like most of these are quilting books. And if you see one you're really interested in, let me know. shoot me an email. The email is right there. And I will see. These were all apparently from the same person. They were given to me because they know I would like to learn more about quilting. These are all the basic patterns that I'm pretty sure I have in other things. Lone Star is one in here. Problem solving guide in the back. That's nice. How to maximize your Omni grid, which I guess is this thing. I think I have one of those. Bought it when the Joann Fabrics was closing that I used to work at. I also bought one of those round rotary cutters and a great big mat that you can cut on. So I have the stuff, and Lord knows I've got plenty of fabric. So there is Measure the Possibilities with OmniGrid. And let's see what we can find out. Oh, come on. Delete. You're going to make me do it with backspace, aren't you? Yes, you are. Okay. This is the part that takes the time, is looking stuff up. ATPISSPOSS. Ah, why can I not spell tonight? Okay, so where did my notepad go? Did I tuck it in here? No. What is this? This has blank pages. Oh, wait, there's my notepad. Oh, a pink one. All right. So this one. So basically, if you see one you want, let me know in the chat, or you can email me. But I'm going to kind of do a work with me while we chat so that we can get this done. Huh. Okay. So Measure the Possibilities would be a $5 book. So we've got that one. We have Yay, Yay, the USA. Oh, wow. That's still got big pattern thing in the center. That's a big ship. Santa Maria? What is it? H.M. Wyant. So what are the images? Do you have them? General instructions application. Oh, whoa. Wow. That's why that one pattern has a boat. Look, they got the Santa Maria. That'd be kind of cool for a little boy's quilt. Even for a wall hanging. They have Yankee Doodle. Yankee Doodle. It's Yankee Doodle time. Yankee Doodle diagonal. That's actually not bad looking. Yankee Doodle. A Southern Comforter for those of states that want to have their Confederacy. Melting pot. Oh, that's a couple of different images. So that's not bad. Do they have any that are Stars and Stripes Forever? That has an eagle in the center. Long May She Wave has an eagle in the center. Oh, these are cool. So they have a sailor. They have two dolls. They have a sailor and his girl. That's cute. That is cute. And his dress whites. That is cool. Um, that's any other cool one? Really cool looking pictures. Oh, they have the Red Baron's triplane. I kind of wish it wasn't straight on. Like, that's straight into the propeller. I do kind of wish it was sideways. Because then, with the changing of coloring, you could make it Snoopy's biplane, where he's chasing the Red Baron. One of my favorite songs is Snoopy and the Red Baron. I have the 45. Remember 45 records where it was only like that big and you had just one song on each side? Stevie gave me the 45 of Snoopy and the Red Baron. I think I have worn that thing out. I know there are some 45s that completely wore out. They've got, this is cute. They've got little ornaments. Is that's a flag pillow. I do kind of like this. This is for a little kid. It's a little envelope, but then there's a teeny little doll. So it makes a little bed for the doll. That's cute. That's very cute. And then there's a couple little ornaments, little sachet bags, a tote bag. They've got lunch totes. Oh, you can do the sailor in his dress in his blues as well. That's cool. So let's see. And then I don't know if he's in here, but they have this image of an Uncle Sam doll, so I'm assuming the pattern for that is in here too. So let's look that one up. Yeah, USA. By Wyant. No matches found, huh? Bummer. No, there's a couple of them there, but if you keep them, so all right, so that's another one. It's gonna be $5. Yeah, USA. Now this is one I'm tempted to keep because I don't have anything on this particular thing. So, you know how on a quilt, um, part of the pattern is the fabric itself and the pattern you choose to make out of that fabric. But there are quilts where the pattern is the stitching. And that's what this one's about. You see that stitching on the cover? So it has all kinds of patterns for different stitching things. Some for corners, some for big things, some for borders. And I have nothing on that. I had a fabulous wool stuffed, really thick quilt that I've yet to find in the house. And mom always wanted me to throw it away because it was covered in silk and the silk was dry rotting and I did not care. It was the warmest thing I ever had. She swore she never threw it out, just packed it in a plastic bag and it's somewhere in the house. I've not found it yet. And it had this kind. It had all these big, long, like feather fronds around it. And I really, really loved it because it was the warmest quilt I'd ever had. Heavy sucker, yes, but so warm, and I wanted her to help me make a cover for it, and she never did. But she swore she didn't throw it away, so it's here somewhere. But that's all the pattern is, because one side was pink silk and the other side was a lighter green silk. And then the pattern was all on both sides. So that one will be staying with me. And I'm going to put that in here so it goes upstairs to where my quilt books are. Better Homes and Gardens, Christmas from the Heart, Home for the Holidays. These are always fun because they'll have recipes and all kinds of things to make and cook and bake and um, so let's see what these are. Christmas from the Heart. From the Heart. Better Homes. Let's do it that. 2 T's. Ah! ER. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's the overall title of the whole series is Christmas from the Heart. There's quite a few of these. Oh my. And different ones have different prices. But they all run around $5 and $6. Okay. So I have a couple of books like this because they'll have ornaments in them. And I used to make a lot of little ornament ones out of leftover scraps of fabric because I was trying to use up Mom's drawer. In the um in the drawer of the dining room buffet, in the center, there is a massive deep drawer that is probably close to 2 foot deep. It is full of little scraps of fabric. This has got a kissing ball. It's got a serendipity wreath out of dried flowers. Um, it's got cross stitch patterns. Oh, that's a stencil pattern. So they have, because there's a this is a drawing of it, but they have one of the pictures I passed was a rug that you stencil. You just take a piece of canvas and you stencil and make a throw rug. Poinsettia applique sweater, sugared fruit. Huh. So, oh look, there's a big red stuffed teddy bear. How to decorate some candles. Those suspiciously look like the metal tacks that you use for upholstery. Oh, there's even a sure. I don't know how to say this, so I'll just say silhouette. They use the German word Sharon Schnit. I don't know. Anyway, they have that one of the ark and the different animals and tell you how to cut it out. Now, if I knew how to do this, this would be really cool, but I don't know how to do this. They have a cardinal Afghan. Is it knit or is it crochet? It says it's knitted. Look at that cool thing. I can't knit like that. I don't know how. By the time I came along, all the relatives that knew how to do all that stuff were getting old, and their hands were getting just destroyed by arthritis. Well, there's the pattern for the bear. So I know how to knit a scarf. That's it. I know how to knit a scarf. I do not know how to do something where you've got to switch up the yarn to make a pattern. I can't make sweaters. I can't make socks. I don't know. I can do a straight long line. And that's as far as I got. And then Aunt Harriet and Uncle George moved away because they were my great aunt and uncle. Um, by then, Granny wasn't even making her Afghans for us because her hands had gotten so full of arthritis. Nanny was Nanny had Alzheimer's, which we know that's what it's called now. Um, so she just couldn't do any of it. So I didn't have anybody teach me. And it's a shame. I didn't know. Like there were all these bits of handmade lace at my great grandparents' house. I didn't know that she knew how to make her own lace and she taught her daughters. You know, the stuff you miss out on because you just didn't know, because as a young kid you were not taught how to talk like that and bring up stuff to adults. So I had no idea until it was way too late. So this one is kind of cute. Oh, that's cool. Man, I love that as a kid. So they've done some creative package trims, and they've got little seashells down here. But can you see this one? It's bubble gum. It's not just any bubble gum, it's bazooka bubble gum. Remember bazooka bubble gum? And it always would have that little paper cartoon or comic wrapped up inside of it. That's a cool idea. So they have a couple different things. Oh, from the toolbox trim, they've glued little cup hooks and screws to make the bow. Did I get that lined up so you could see it? There you go. I hope that wasn't blurry. I couldn't see where the camera was. Um, that's a cool idea. They have recipes for mushroom cheese triangles, shrimp puffs, uh, how to make a cookie garland. They got a whole section in the back here that's all on angels. So, and from the looks of it, this one again would only be $5. So it's the Better Homes and Gardens Home for the Holidays, part of their Christmas from the Heart series. Oh, that's pretty. I do not have the skill. Color coded patterns and instructions, but I don't think I have the skill level to do the shading. These guys are hand painted. They're wood cutouts and then hand painted. But the hair, the blush on the face, they're beautiful. I don't think I paint that well. And then there's these, which are paper cutouts, and they're watercolors. So those are cool. This whole thing is all angels. Now, see, I would do stuff like these little stitched ornaments. This one is a tree topper, and it's all stitched. Is she in cross stitch or needlepoint? Oh, she's cross stitched on 28 count linen. Honestly, I would probably want a needlepoint a tree topper on plastic canvas just because it'd be more secure as a tree topper. How do you do angel pie? Is that a real pie? Tell me that's not. It is a real pie. Oh my goodness, I thought that was fake. That is so cool with the angels, but that's real. Whipped cream cherubs. Okay, so the angels are whipped cream, so they look like new fallen snow. So kind of get the idea of like snow angel pie is what it's called. So you have white baking bar. What is that? I don't know what a white baking bar is. 3 ounces white baking bar chopped. What is that? I don't know what that means. Um, 1 cup of whipping cream, 3 ounces unsweetened chocolate chopped, 1 cup of sugar, 3/4 cup of butter, 1 teaspoon vanilla, 3/4 of a cup frozen egg substitute thawed, and then 1 baked 9-inch pastry shell, lemon balm, and roses. Well, yeah, because there are rose petals around the edge. When you're making your own whipped cream, and you put that into a pastry bag with a number 5 writing point, and that's how you make the angels. So you're piping them. Um, yeah, that's wild. Oh, and what you they have a little pattern for the angels. So it says what you do to get the angels after you've baked the pie and let it cool and everything. Um, then the angels, while it's cooking, you make the angels on a piece of wax paper, and then you sit them flat in the freezer and let your whipped cream freeze. So then, right when before serving, you carefully take them back out, you peel the wax paper off the back, and lay them all on top of the pie. Garnish with lemon balm. Oh, you want the leaves, lemon balm leaves, and roses. So these are all the lemon balm leaves and a little bit of a rose petal, and then there's 3 miniature roses in the center. I like that one. There's other things you can use. There's edible garnishes, yeah, because pansies I know, rose petals I know, violets. That was a big thing in Victorian time. They would candy the violets, so they would dip the violet in egg white and then dip the violet in sugar, and they'd use them to decorate the cakes. Okay, I knew about nasturtiums. I know about daylilies. Only the petals of the flowers. Take that stamen out of that center. Um, Borage, I know. But they have nasturtiums and geraniums. But they have dianthus. I would be very, very careful about dianthus. Because that's in the. I'm pretty sure dianthus flowers are the same. Like they're they have some of the same properties that foxglove does, which is where they get digitalis from, which is a heart medicine. So I'd be super careful about that. Well, here is 2 of the heavenly angels. So they give you really big colored versions to see exactly what colors you're painting. So a lot of instructions are in the back. And then they go into country Christmas ornaments, which they have all over the tree. Oh, that's cool. Make your own marbleized paper to make marbleized star ornaments. Could have used that one when I worked in the art museum. I could have used them for decorations in the store. Fabric tree boxes. How are you making them stiff? I thought these were pillows down here. They say they're boxes to put the gifts in. These are cool, but you have to know how to starch them to crochet the snowflakes. I see them every now and then when a church will have their church Christmas bazaar, and people will have them, and they're really pretty, but I don't know how they make them. There's instructions for marbleizing. Christmas Eve buffet is pages of cooking. Quilt block cookies. That's different. Peanut butter graham cracker bears. St. Nick star ornaments. I've made variations of that. So if anyone is interested in one of those, in that, Christmas from the Past, Home for the Holidays, Better Homes and Garden, hardback, good clean copy, $5 for that. So that one's gonna be on my list. BH&G. Home holidays. Oh my goodness. So what else is hiding in here? Oh, hello. I probably picked this one up. Somebody Loves You, Helen Steiner Rice. It's got some issues. I remember reading her stuff. Her books are always so pretty because there's like little flowers in them. I probably got that one to read. Well, I didn't get them. These were handed to me, but it's so pretty. Somebody Loves You, Helen Steiner Rice. But yeah, this is one of the things that takes a long time with the amount of stuff that I have. Oh, someone sold it for 15, but I got a ripped up cover. So I would say 5 if anyone is interested in that. Her poetry book, Somebody Loves You. Because there we go. So I'll save that for ours. Can you be a super quilter? Quilting books that do this, that lay flat. Those are so helpful. Carla Hassel, Puff Patch, Cathedral Adric Window. Oh, this is like a good starter book from the looks of it. That might be helpful. Nomenclature. Oh, monkey. Oh, this is some of the different patterns so you can learn them. That one's called, I thought that was called Tic Tac Toe. They've got it in here that it's also called Puss in the Corner. It never occurred to me. Different areas, that might be a cultural thing in different areas. Sometimes some patterns may have different names. So this is all general piecing. Oh, there's one I want to know. Piecing hexagons. I can never get mine straight. They always have weird edges. You got 5 pages on just how to do. Wow. Oh, wow. Page and a half on problem solving. I definitely need this one. Mathematics of design. Sizes of the. Oh, man. I do need this one. It's got the size of the bed, what it's the width, the length, but then it has distance from top to floor. So you can make those ones that just do go all the way down. Oh, she's got the math all laid out for you. Thank God. I so need that. I definitely need that. She's got all the math done. I'm dyslexic with numbers. I really need that. Now we're almost done the crafting books, and then we can get to this big pile of coffee table books to find out what those even are. Because these I know were all out of a box um, from um, from the inheritance of that big book collection one. This one is a Better Homes and Gardens Patchwork and Quilting. But wait till you, for anybody that loves the 1970s, you will love this cover. That is definitely the 70s. And if you don't believe me, get a good close up of the back. That fabric is, 100% the 1970s. Absolutely. So you make the flowers and then you make a center circle and you make them all different sizes and they all just overlap. Does that not scream 1973 or something? Oh, wow. You have a date on this baby? 1977 was when it was printed. Oh my goodness. So it's got the. Okay, that's not from my house. There's a Christmas tree pine needle in here. So it basically has different sections from practical and creative craft. So it has everything's supposed to be fairly quick and easy. So it has placemats, tablecloth, lounging mat, not sure what that is. Quilt, curtain, coverlets, comforter, pillow quilt, patchwork for beginners. Then it has kaleidoscope patterns like attic windows and Joseph's coat. Choice and galaxy patterns. I don't know what those are. Magic cube, king's cross, hexagon flower, hexagon star, star pattern tablecloth, curtains and pillow, quilt and sham. Then it has a section for traditional American quilts and quilting, which is of course log cabin, Star of Bethlehem, Lone Star. I've heard of all those. Storm at Sea quilt. I don't know that one. Applique, contemporary grandmother's flower garden quilt, embroidered wildflower coverlet, Dresden plate quilt top. Okay. And then it has novelty projects, a child art crown quilt, an applique headboard, a quilt, an exercise mat, and then something that says a quilter's quilt. But the images are so retro 70s. And I mean, the bright colors, I have to admit, the bright colors and stuff for the 1970s really does brighten up an area. Okay, so here's the lounging mat. Looks kind of like a yoga mat. But that actually could be very helpful if you're at the beach or you're out at the park where you go see a live concert in the park, to have something that's just the right size for just you if you're going by yourself. Um, so that's actually kind of useful. And it is definitely 70s colors with the brown, yellow, and orange. It is absolutely 70s colors for that. But oh, now this is a tie quilt. I recognize that because you end up with all these. Where's one? Right there. That little piece of yarn. That little piece of yarn is when they don't put a stitch pattern through it, but they'll just put through a piece of yarn, tie it in a bow. I can tell you from experience, if you have cats, you do not want a quilt that has that little bow thing, because the cats will tear that part off. Absolutely. They will absolutely. Hey, this is kind of cool because it's all done with bandanas, but that actually makes a nice bedspread. And it's reversible because it's all red bandanas on the back, and then it's dark navy on the front. And they flipped over the top over the pillows so you could see that it's reversible. Oh, this is a puff quilt. I remember these. I made one of these. I used to make these as baby quilts. So they're little squares, but each one's gonna be filled with polyfill to make it puff up. And then you stitch them all together. And I remember making them as baby quilts for Sarah, for Jennifer, for Kimberly. Pretty sure I made one for Jason. And I know I made one for Becky. So all the nieces and nephews. I made one for Michael. I don't know whatever happened to it because I didn't get a lot of his stuff when he came to live with me when he was 2. These are cool. That because in the 70s, like the Art Deco period of the 20s, it was very big on geometrics. I think this one is really cute because it's made to look like a window, But you've got other ones that are playing with, like that one really is playing with your eyes just simply by the shades of color that you're using. But they've got the whole graph there and explanation of how to do it, because it's more about the color choices to get your shading right. Let's see if there's anything else really, really cool. And oh, there's a bonus. Somebody's list. 6 yards of backing fabric, batting, 3 yards of red, 4 yards of white. They got their little shopping list in here for making this one. I'll just leave that in there. That's the star pattern quilt. I really want to know what that C one we saw was. I should be coming up to that soon. Okay, log cabin, Bethlehem quilt. Those are pretty standard. Storm at Sea. Oh, that's a cool pattern. So that's it for the pattern, but that's what it comes out as. That is very cool. That is a cool one. And then applique, I've seen these, though I've not seen them with a flower. I've seen applique ones where it's the butterfly, but I've never seen them with the flower that they're going after. So, I mean, basically, these are the 1970s, partly based on the coloring. Like that, if you did that in pastels now, that would be fabulous for a little girl's quilt, or just do it in pastel colors for any little kid for a baby gift. It's the colors. Here's the one that is this. Now, I saw this as the cover, and I assumed these flowers were small, right? Oh no! Here's the original. These flowers be huge. That is the contemporary grandmother's flower garden quilt. Those flowers are like this. You don't get a sense of the size when you're looking at it on the back cover. I thought they were much smaller. Wow. I still think you could scale it down though to be smaller. Because there's so many, like, who's after the millennials? Uh, I'm Gen X, Mike's a millennial, I don't know, Gen Y, Gen Z. I'm not sure who's after millennials. And I've met quite a few of them that are really into the 1970s stuff. So I would bet I could make some purses, some simple purses out of scraps, and sew all that together and probably sell them. But the patterns are really cool. This is a quilted window. And you can up, even though the images are like very 70s color centric, you could very easily like change that to more modern colors. Though this one I think is hilarious, and you could just leave it. They've embroidered some straw underneath, but this is the little red hen quilt for a kid's bed. It even has little eggs over on the side. So if you want the 1970s patchwork quilting book, that's $5 too. So we'll add that one to the list. Hello. Oh, I think he's saying it to you. He always goes out to get food. He always goes out to get food. Now, biblical blocks. Last one. Biblical blocks. Let's look this one up. Oh, wow. Well, there you shoo. Do I have it by the same person? These are anywhere from $7 to $15. There's quite a few. Biblical blocks. Let's narrow this down. Makhan. Mm, her books sell for 15 to 20. Okay, so I'm going to be listing this one. I'll be listing this one online for $15 because that's in general what her quilt books go for. Rosemary Makhan. So we will sit you separate and put this one down here. See, this is why you gotta check every book. What? There we go. Let's move this one. So that's what I have to do most of my day is I have to research. I mean, some stuff I've done this long enough that some stuff and you just know it's just not going to be worth it. And then I have to decide, okay, is this something I should put on the channel or is this something that should go straight to eBay or Etsy? Or is it a question of is this something worth selling at all or should it just, be sent off to, you know? Now, this is stuff that these were part of the collection, and I think this was a box of stuff that I had pulled out separately because I certainly want to read this. This is Populux, The Look and Life of America in the 50s and 60s, from tail fins to TV dinners to Barbie dolls and fallout shelters. Check out that car. That's a heck of a grill on the end. I know this is one I probably kept to read. Oh, look at the different types of architecture. There's a bank near us that looks like that on a smaller scale, but it's still around. It's all wrapped in aluminum. Oh, I remember when the Wildwood, Wildwood, New Jersey used to have a lot of motels that looked like that. I miss that. They look a lot better than the blocks that are down there now, looking like a cinder block, a mess. So yeah, this one I'm pretty sure I had kept to read. Oh, Mike would love that. It's got some of that mid-century modern furniture. He kind of likes Danish. Like, oh, now there's the part. There's the page I'll be drooling on. But I hear the glue cracking every time I'm moving this. Oh, 1964 Thunderbird. Oh my goodness. My mother had that station wagon, a 1960 Dodge Dart station wagon. I don't remember that car, but I'm told mom had that car. I was always told they had that one. Oh man. The cars. See, this is why I'm not a girly girl, I see these retro cars and I'm just drooling. And you're only looking at the 50s. Go back further, man. So, Populux, I know, is staying with me for a while. So, I want to read that one. Now, some of these, oh, you're dusty. Some of these are research books. I held on to them because I wasn't sure and I wanted to read them. But this one is so I can learn about opulent. It's Victorian colored pattern glass, opulescent glass from A to Z by William Haycock. And I just wondered, oh, hello. It's autographed. No, no, it's not. That does not look like Haycock. That's not the same signature. Um, oh, oh yeah. Look at the, look at all that. That's gorgeous. But that will definitely help me increase my knowledge and learn. Jewel and flower, and you have stuff in, you have yellow glass. I like yellow glass, but it's very hard to find. It's going to be kind of weird to read because they have like some of the stuff here and then they've got the pictures after it, I guess. Um so they've got all kinds of stuff, but they've got the pattern names. Scroll and acanthus, water lily and cattails. So much, so much cool stuff. They've got cruets. Oh, that's a lamp base. That one right there. That's a lamp base. It's called Daffodils. It's an oil lamp. Would love to know what the top used to look like. But they've got pitchers and tumblers. Sugar shakers. Okay. But my little thing isn't a sugar shaker. I don't know if they have like hair receivers. Tumblers. So this one I know I would have picked up to stay out of the collection to stay as something to be research. Okay, so this needs to go on that bookcase. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure there's room, but I will find out. So we know what's going on with that. This one, she must have, look, it still says the lot. So maybe that's how she got a lot of these. Is they were, it says a lot of 11 books. Still Philadelphia. Oh, look, there's a dust bunny. I wonder if that's how she got a lot of these. So, oh, hello. There's articles from the Philadelphia. Facades worth fussing over. A precious parcel on Market Street as it was in earlier times. So, yeah, there's a couple of newspaper articles stuck in here about different places in Philly. Somewhere up in Philly, my ancestors had a shop, but I don't really know where. So I know I remember seeing a photograph of it. It was kind of like a general store kind of thing. But let's see if we can find still Philadelphia. See what that comes up with. And, whoopsie. Yeah, live chat. Very quiet night tonight. Hardly anybody's putting anything in the chat. But thank you all for being here and stopping in. We're basically just kind of working with me through these two pile of books and seeing what's got to get dealt with. Oh, 400 list. No, not 400. Photographic history. Because that's part of the title. Huh. Okay. So it sells online for well, let's see. There's $12. There's 17, but that doesn't hasn't sold. There's 1076. Somebody took it by a special deal. So yeah, if you're interested in Still Philadelphia, from Temple University Press, it's from, oh, now there's the guys. It actually is signed. It's signed there. But what I first saw was, where'd it go? Oh, wait, no, that was the other book. This one is signed by the author. The other one was a different name. Um, because Nancy Bennett used to collect. Ah, they used to collect first editions and signed books. So if anyone's interested in Still Philadelphia, it would be $10. A photographic history, 1890 to 1940. So, and all the pictures, of course, because of the time period it's in, it's all black and white. Um, oh, I guess this is shop class. There's a bunch of kids there learning how to fix cars. But there's a lot of pictures of how people lived, how they dressed, as well as, images of some of the buildings in the city, as well as workers in the city. So let's get that one written down. Still Philadelphia, $10. Okay. Oh, now this one is probably another reference book. I had no idea marbles could really be worth anything. And we used to have a lot of them. And I, years and years ago, before eBay, sold a whole bin of them, like a bucket that's like this big around, and it was filled up that far. And they were going to put them into a lamp. And I think I sold it for like $3 at a yard sale. I had no idea marbles were worth money. And this is Big Book of Marbles. And we had clay marbles, which had been my great uncle's. So, I mean, when he was a kid, you're looking at, he was he was 13 or 14 when my mother was born, so it's the same difference between when I was born and my sister. I'm pretty sure it was 14 years. So, he was more like a big brother to my mom as opposed to an uncle. So, she was born in 1929. So, these clay marbles that came from him would have been clay marbles from, the 1920s and maybe even a little earlier. So it really kind of kills me that like these like ribbon core Lutz marbles, these suckers can be anywhere from 275 to $1,000, and that's these guys. And you figure my eldest brother was born in the late 40s, so there were marbles from him, and they were all just thrown in there. And I've never seen marbles like this. These guys are white porcelain with patterns on them. Um, so I didn't know, had no clue. These are the holy grails. If you find marbles that have things like images or dolls or little faces inside the glass, those suckers are incredibly rare. And those suckers can be worth a lot. Now, cat's eyes are most of what we had. Um, but even now, they still make cat's eyes, but they're different than what they are now. So, but this tells you the different brands and how to tell them apart and rarities to look for. And there were a couple of shooter marbles in that bin. Now, shooter marbles, when you play marbles, A shooter marble is a bit bigger. Like a regular marble is this size, right? Well, a shooter marble is about that size. And that's the one that you would flick to hit the marbles and try to knock them out of the circle. So that was the ones that, you only would get one of those. Now, kids go to play marbles, you don't have any shooter marbles, because if you see marbles sold now, they don't have the shooter one in there. So, oh, this is cute. This is some ways people have made to decorate with their marbles, and they've made little basket. But then you'd have to glue them in, and unless you use glue gun glue, which temperature sensitive, you'd be damaging the marbles. Oh, so that's another one that's going to go over there. Now, I am not that big into dolls. So I will probably leaf through these, and then I'm going to have to see what these are worth. But this is Effanbee dolls, the formative years 1910 to 1929, which I really want to go through because I think this might have my great uncle's doll. It's a little boy doll. I don't even know if it's the original clothing or not, but I want to see if he's in there. Patricia Schoonmaker. But I also have the Effanbee Collector's Encyclopedia by John Axe, which goes 1949 to 1983. So I've got two books on Effanbee dolls. And, these are the kind of thick books you see and you go, well, that might just pay off, You never know, but it just might pay off. Now let's specifically go into books and look here. That's just an article and you're selling it for 12 bucks? Do you not have Oh, hmm. Catalogs? People are selling the actual F&B catalogs, but I'm not seeing. Huh. Let's try putting the author's name in. Schoonmaker. Okay. Oh, she did a lot of books on dolls. There's something called a Patsy doll. She's got the encyclopedia on that too. Um, okay, there's this one for $15. So it's in good shape too. So Hobby House Press. So that one would be 15, but this other one is by a different person by the last name of Axe. AXE. Now, nope, that's not the same one. Well, he's written more than one. Whoa, 50? What? Oh, wait, that's not completed. Let's see, completed. Oh, there's no completed comp for this one. Somebody's trying to sell it for 50. I think that's ambitious. I don't think that's gonna happen. Um, but that's probably more likely 15 like the other one. So I got those two. And else is hiding here? Then there is Madame Alexander collector's dolls. Second series. So when is this from? Collector books. A lot of the places that you would print these collectibles books and guides, they're all gone. A lot of the publishers are gone. So these things are not getting printed anymore, which makes it hard because not all of this information is online. And so you're still, if you still want to learn about it or check out stuff that's in your own collection, so you just have a hard time. Okay, what do we got here? Patricia Smith. Oh, you've got several books. Oh, where's our completed? What do we got? No, not this one. Where's this one? There aren't any completed for this one. What's the current one then? Ah, really? Well, somebody's trying for $5 and $7.99 delivery, and then somebody else is trying for $16. No bites yet. $9. Wow, there's a lot of these books. So yeah, so this one's probably only going to be um I'd say decent average price for this is probably the oh yeah, these lower price ones they say they have damage to the books. This has no damage. I mean, it's still a nice bright yellow. Yeah, the one that's so cheap has damage to it. This does not. So this one would be $7 for the Madame Alexander second series. Does anybody collect Madame Alexander dolls? I know that I had some, but I don't know how I ended up with them. But I sold those off a long time ago. Now it looks like a lot of the pictures from when it was printed are black and white, but still they're nicely done and detailed. But there is a section in the center that is all in color. And there's several quite a few color pages in the center. Whoa! A Kaisam doll is dressed from the 1971-72 number World of Nostalgia. That almost looks like something that would have been made by Bob Mackie for Cher. That's wild looking. Darn. That is something. So we've got that one. So we've got Madame Alexander for $7. Okay. Because I don't fuss with dolls. Now, these, I love finding these. Ladies Compacts. And she had a collection that got sent to auction of some incredible ladies compacts. Now it looks like quite a few are in black and white. But never seen one that had a tassel attached before. Oh wow, I had that one. So this one, the one I had, the background is yellow. Does it say it in here? Wadsworth gold tone, hand painted, yellow enamel, fan shaped, circa 1940s, 80 to $100. Except, so this one, can I see? Yeah, this one right here, that may still be in this house, but the enamel was flaking off. It had cracks in it. And that came from my very flapper grandmother. So, and it's big. That one's like 4 inches across. It's 4 or 5 inches across. It's a big compact. So that compact might still be around here. So I'll have to take a look. Oh wow, this compact actually opens up and has a watch in it. So it'd be cute. I mean, if you collect compacts, I don't collect them. I'd rather have the enamel bag. Oh, that's cool. This is a round silver tone vanity, but it has a celluloid dome disc on the lid, and it was painted with a flapper picture. That's so cute. Um, so this is cool. There's so many different styles. Round balls? That seems to me like the round ball would be a little unwieldy. Don't you think? I would think that would be. But yeah, so if you are interested in this one, there's some cool flapper looking ones. So let me look this one up and we'll see what the ladies compact one, what's a good price point. Cause, I do need to I do need to keep making money so I can get the house repaired and emptied. Ladies compacts by Gerson. What do we got? 22, 54, 90. When there are others that are way less, you're dreaming. That always blows me away when you see stuff listed and you'll see people have it listed for like 10, 15, maybe $20, and then somebody's got one copy that's way in the stratosphere and you're like, you're nuts. You're so nuts. So there's only one sold comp for $11. Okay. Is this one signed? Let's see. Like I said, she used to like to collect signed stuff. One of them already was. Nope. I do not see an author's signature on the front. Oh, wow. I never thought of that. We want Wilkie. They are political ones. That's something I never would have thought of. Ones that were actually for, one says for Stevenson, that were actually for political campaign. I do like this. The front section has some original ads from ladies' magazines to see what they are. These are cool. They even have a section on chatelaines, which I've always been fascinated by. So, all right. So basically the ladies compact is going to be $10. Oh, a couple of antique weeks for me to look at. I picked these up when I was at Briggs, but they got mixed in here. Now, this is what I had wanted to collect. The painted metal mesh handbags. I have 4, maybe 5. I had inherited 3, and since then I've bought 2 others. They're very hard to find, and they're often very the prices on them have gotten way out of my range. Um, because they're usually, depending on who made them, especially if they're a Whiting Davis, they can be anywhere from $40 to 200. So it's gotten, the market for those for me to have them is kind of jumped. But I grabbed this because I definitely, this specifically talks about Whiting Davis. So I will need to read that one. There's three of them there. Antique Week. I only get them when I'm over at the auction house. Now this is another one. You got dust on the back. What's this one? Oh, yeah, I can see this one I'm keeping because it's about glass. Heisley glass. This is going to be a reference one for me that I'm definitely going to need because do you have anything in color or are they all black and white? It's hard to tell colors if everything's black and white drawings or pictures or. Wait a minute. Come on, come on. I want to see those candelabras because I might have a set of. Nope, not that. So far they're all black and white pictures, but I know that in this community, yeah, a lot of people like their vintage glass. What is falling out of the back at me? It's some kind of notes and a little drawing. And then this is a price guide thing that goes with the book. Let's see if I can find some neat color pages. I was looking at the candle holders because there's some candle holders I got from that Michael got. I wasn't allowed to have them because my aunt said no. And then so mom, smartass, said, "Well, Michael really likes those." So my aunt gave these candlesticks holders to Michael. Michael was like 7. He give that to a 7-year-old. Yeah, there's no color images in here, which does make it a little harder to use. But I'll be hanging on to that one for now as a reference. So there's 3 down here for reference, and then there's all those others. And I said some prices, which I'm more than willing to sell them to you for. So if you are interested, let me know. You can either put it in the chat now, put it in a comment when you see the video on repeat, or you can email me right there. And I will gladly, and of course it would be with the shipping, but books always go medium mail, especially these kind of big heavy suckers. Sorry, I'm starting to get cold because the temperature has really dropped. So if you were interested in any of those, let me know. We'll see about starting to clear them out. Well, no, wait, ladies compacts is another. That is going to stay, but the doll books definitely are going. So that's not bad progress. I got through, 2 piles of books, and we figured out prices. We figured out a few that will end up um, getting at some point onto eBay. That's, I can guarantee you that's probably not happening this weekend. So today is, what is today? Today is November 13th, 2025. So I would say that if you see this, you pretty much probably have what's going on next week? You probably have roughly a week until next Thursday to let me know if you want any of these, because the ones that are worth 10 and 15, so like the Still Philadelphia, the biblical blocks, the Effanbee book, and those are probably going to, and the ladies, the compact one, um though, so those are going to be hitting eBay at probably then, after a week. So if you see this on the playback and you're interested, let me know. Let me know. And and you saw those, that first pile was craft books, primarily quilting books. Most of those were, all but one of those ended up being books that were $5. So by all means, you can always pick them up. But this is good. We basically got through a stack of books that had been 2 feet high, and I'm keeping three that are reference for things that I know are still here in the house. Um, so that's good. That's progress made, and I'll take it. And I now have a little bit of an empty area. So that's a start. Definitely a start. Um, the first things I'm going to worry about dealing with as far as eBay and Etsy is Mike got that one box all lined up for me of stuff, and he got the light box set up somewhere. So um I want to refill the Etsy store because I do have that whole box with craft kits that are not too many needlepoint. Most of them are cross stitch. But there's a bunch of crafter stuff there I want to get unlisted up on Etsy and get them cleared out and going, and then and refill that store because it's pretty empty and has been for quite a while. And then I'll worry about eBay. So you got some time. Um, it is just about midnight, so I am going to go. And I hope you enjoyed this little work with me kind of thing. And um, next week, let me see a calendar here. We were trying to figure out when the Christmas sale would be. And I know that I don't want to do it Thanksgiving night. No way. So, so next week on the 20th will be a sale, and it will probably be my Christmas sale, and get the Christmas items I do have out, and I have been saving up all year as I find stuff. So we'll get that stuff uh set up and out of here. So next week, watch for a sale on Thursday night. Um mm, should I do it that night or should I do it? Ah, Gary is supposed to be out of the hospital, out of the nursing home the day before, on the 19th. 20th or 23rd? Uh, hmm. Well, let's say there will be a sale on the 20th, and I have to decide if there's going to be a sale of general stuff on the 20th, and then I do the Christmas stuff on the 23rd, because I don't want to do it Thanksgiving night, and I can't do it the following week because the Christmas trees for the Boy Scout tree lot arrive on the 29th. All hands on deck. That first weekend will be insane. So I will be at the tree lot the 29th and the 30th. I can't lift any trees, but the trees come very tightly bound up in string. And so once the kids drill the hole, and stand them on the stands. Then they go off, and my job will be to just walk through with my pocket knife, cut the string, and get the string off so the trees can fall open, so people can see what they're buying. So I know the 29th and 30th, I will be swamped at the tree lot. Last year, the very first day was a Sunday when they got the trees, and they sold 332 trees the first day. And the first day was a Sunday. This time the first day is a Saturday. Truck will be there by 8:30 in the morning, and many hands make light work, and within an hour they will have 730 trees off that truck lined up along the fence rail, and then they will be drilling and stand them up on the stands. We set up the tree lot the weekend before, so the tree lot will probably get set up on the 22nd, and that's our big fundraiser for the troop. So 700 trees, man. We go through and we sell almost every single one of them. Last year they had 4 left over, so they got donated. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be busy. So I will figure it out. There might be, watch for a thumbnail. I think that would probably be the safest. Watch for a thumbnail to know if that sale is going to end up being Thursday night or Sunday evening. The benefit of Sunday evening, I could start a little earlier and maybe start at 9 instead of at 10. Um, but I will have to see what's going on. I'll know a little more. I'll know more on Monday about when my brother's coming home, if he actually is coming home on the 19th or is he coming home on the 20th, which will make it a little harder to be doing a sale that night. So watch for the thumbnail, but it will be, whether it's on the 20th or the 23rd, it will be a Christmas sale. Okay, so that'll, keep an eye out. I will make a special thumbnail just for that and get that figured out. Like I said, I will know more when I see him um tomorrow. Well, it's 12 a.m. So when I see him today, on Friday, but we'll have more, we'll probably know more really on Monday. So on Monday, watch for a thumbnail to be sent out, and set up with StreamYard for the day that'll be the Christmas sale. And I'll also try to make sure that I film a preview video of some of what I have. Okay, so that's the plan. They're going to stick to it. Meanwhile, I'm going to clear out all this because I am going to need all this space. So this box has to go, the box behind it. I got to clear out what's in front of the TARDIS. I got to take care of everything that's over here because I know I've got quite a bit of little stuff that's Christmas. All right, so have a good weekend, everybody. Stay warm. I know in much of the country it's getting a cold chill. Some areas have already seen a little bit of snow. Not here though. I haven't seen any snow yet. Don't want to see any snow yet. We still have a lot of our leaves laying all over the yard. So, have a great weekend though, and I will see you guys. What is that? That's a wild animal. You better not be touching my cat. The doctor is out there. I can't tell. I don't think that was the fox geckering. And yes, geckering is a thing. I think that was a raccoon. Wouldn't be surprised. I technically may be in a city, but let me tell you, the wildlife in this little section is definitely all there. I've got a groundhog. I haven't seen the fox at all this year. Um, But there's definitely the groundhog is back to go hibernate underneath the neighbor's shed for the winter. We have raccoons, we have possums. There is a screech owl I have been falling asleep to in the middle of the night all summer long. Uh, I have not seen the big owl. It's too soon yet to see the horned owl that likes to come around the area in the winter to go hunting. There have been deer on this street chewing the neighbor's rhododendrons. That was a big surprise. Yet I'm supposedly in a city. Not over here. I'm in this little chunk that's cut off by I-95. Um, so there's this little chunk of Chester, and then the rest of it is on the other side of 95 and goes down to all the refineries and stuff in Marcus Hook. So there's a lot of industry stuff, or the remains of, along the Delaware River. But over here, I've got Crozier Arboretum's the bottom of the hill. Chester Creek runs down there. You go over that way, and you got Chester Park, where Ridley Creek runs through, and that's a whole corridor for deer. And then down here is a whole corridor of trees and stuff for deer. And there's open and wooded land and upland a little further over. So I've got little pockets of woodlands all around my house. So it's not uncommon to have wildlife around here. So so now that surprise is done, I didn't hear a cat fighting with it, so that's all I'm worried about. Don't want the raccoon messing with my cats. So, because haven't seen Snowball, but Jack and the doctor are in the two shelters that are on the wood porch. So, and they have fresh straw now for the winter. So they're probably, hopefully, each, because they're each so big that they get each a shelter each from these styrofoam containers. Long as the critters don't mess with my critters. So have a good night, and I will see you guys um later this month, either Thursday or Sunday. Watch for the thumbnail. All right. Have a good night, everybody. And if you want to continue watching, to check out my other videos and see what I'm about. And yes, this year has been rough. You're going to see big patches of 2025 where there weren't videos. I've had health issues. My disabled brother has been in and out of the hospital since like April. So it's been a very stress-filled and chaotic year. So this year you're not going to see a huge amount of videos from 2025, but there's some awesome ones from previous. So by all means, take a look, have fun, watch them. There is one that tells you how I got this overstuffed house, and like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Good night.